That is point of no return, folks. We finally reached it.
We're in the final inning stretch. Bases are loaded.
All the potions that you've been hoarding. The potions that you've been hoarding since the beginning of the game, you could finally use.
Yep. I still used a potion recently.
Yeah, I used a leaping potion. That would have really come in handy if I had realized what it was. And not.
Zaba doesn't even remember giving it to you.
Was that the cave with all those tiles and we had to dive down?
I'm still walking around with a medium vial of unusual liquids, so who knows what that is? Because I sure don't.
Timothy's got Old Woody to drink. I think that's good right before a boss battle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So joke's on you. I'm going to chuck it at the monster's eye and see if it gets through it.
Oh, boy.
Hey, it is possible it could give you something really good for the boss battle. You may also just learn about the ancient art of macrame. It's really impossible to say.
It is very impossible to say. Listen, all I'm saying is Zaba and Timothy should just drink right at the very beginning of the fight.
I'm holding y'all to it. I said that for the final episode, once the final boss is done, we're all going to take a shot of rum.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
We got to buy some rum, honey.
Yep.
I have rum with me, so.
I have rye, but I think I got time to acquire some proper rum.
Got time.
We can get one of those little tiny hotel bottles.
No, if I'm going to do it, I'm thinking maybe like a Brugal 18. Nice celebratory rum.
You can't go get the Admiral Nelson, the low end version of Captain Morgan.
I don't know if we have that one here. Definitely
Admiral Nelson. That got me through college.
Yeah. Due to the recent unpleasantness, a lot of those American liquors are no longer stocked here in Canada.
I can imagine why.
Yeah, we probably don't carry Labatt Blue anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yup.
Anyway.
Yeah. I got distracted thinking about beer because I don't have any in my house. Rum.
So, Rachel, last time we talked, you had mentioned that you were reading either reading or listening to a
reading. I can't do audio because I don't take in information orally. A book that I think this was off air, so I don't think the listeners. We were waiting. Yeah.
I don't think the listeners heard this, but you were reading something that your sister had recommended.
My other sister. Yes, not the one who gives us hero points. Yes, she recommended Fourth Wing to me under the pretense that it was a fantasy book with just a little bit of smuttiness, and I was surprised that was not the case. But, so yes, I'm reading that. I finished the first one, reading the second one, but I typically take a long time to actually start a new book, even if it's a sequel. So, yeah. Trixie.
So, is the smuttiness mild?
I mean, I don't have a basis of comparison, so I'd have to get Lunar's opinion.
I would need to read it so I can tell you if it is too smutty or not smutty enough.
So what would you describe the page frequency? Are we talking 1 in 50, 1 in 100?
I think it ramps up towards the end. During the beginning, it's mild and mostly just, more realistic dialogue instead of pretending that nobody talks with cursing or whatnot. But yeah, it's very awkward since, I'm often reading surrounded by my children who are reading books, and that's bad circumstances. But
what's the book called again? I totally missed
Fourth Wing. It's
Fourth Wing.
Yeah, typical school, but in this school they have to ride dragons and get killed a bunch.
It has a very pretty book sleeve, though, I will say.
I'm just looking at it.
I mean, it's good. It's, interesting concepts with dragon mechanics and whatnot, but
It's no Riders of Perth.
I haven't read that.
Oh, who was that? The old dragon songwriter, who had the whole universe based around Ursula K. Le Guin. Is it her with the Earthsea?
No, this is Wizards of Earthsea. That was Le Guin.
No. Boy,
While
this
you
guy
look that
bugged me.
up, Jackson, what are you doing?
I've been reading through Game of Thrones recently. That's been the fantasy series I'm going through. Recently finished the Feast of Crows, so now I'm on to Winds of Winter, I believe. Or no, Dance of Dragons. That's the one. Winds of Winter's not out yet.
It's never going to be. Is this your
Never
first
gonna
read
be,
or
dude.
reread?
First read through of it. I've never seen the show either, so this is my first exposure to Game
The
of
books
Thrones
won't
media.
be ruined then by the awfulness of the show ending.
Yeah, I've gone back and have watched scenes from the book in the show, and like I looked up some spoilers, like the Red Wedding, and saw how that went down.
It
was fun.
Yeah, the first season or two of Game of Thrones I felt like a very good adaptation of the books, but
I think it fell to the same fate that so many series do, where it got popular before it really had time to stick to the root, and then it's too much demand. They weren't taking their time anymore, and corners get cut, rushes choices are made.
They lost source material because they ran out of book, and the book cast got too big to properly be a show. So,
Yep.
It
was good, but it fell apart in the later seasons a bit. Not as much as Lost.
What about you, Corey? What have you been doing?
So I listened to the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, or the books available so far, back to back, all 7 of them. And then, I've moved over to Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, I believe. And then after that, I've got 14 Ways to Defend a Fortified City is the next one that I'm going to check out. It comes recommended to me from an old book friend who I never hear from unless it's to tell me a book to check out, and vice versa. So their recommendations are usually pretty lit.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary was my favorite book the year it came out. So
yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's it's that very science heavy side of science fiction, but I like that as a kid who grew up reading Jurassic Park and that kind of stuff. Which that book is way more science than the movies are, and it's good stuff.
No, Lost World's actually a good book, but a terrible movie. Well, not terrible, but
a passable movie at best.
Yeah,
better than Snow White.
Man, Disney has just been
so
floundering.
Hot take. I watched the Minecraft movie, and it wasn't bad. It felt a lot like.
I've been hearing is people have been laughing at some of the jokes. It's not for everybody, obviously.
It felt a lot like Jason Momoa and Jack Black just rented a property that was made out of green screen and just went to town for 4 days straight.
Well, and
that's what you got. But
here's the thing,
at the same time, it's great.
Here's the thing that people forget: the guy who made this movie also made Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, that is the other thing too.
That makes sense. Yeah, it lines up. But you can tell that there's green screen. The cutout on the hair is not immaculate. People are going to tear that kind of stuff apart. But I had fun with it, and I think that's all you need sometimes from a movie.
Honestly, yeah. Especially even if it is geared towards kids. Obviously, kids can enjoy stuff that has more complex meanings behind it and things like that. But it does what it needs to do. There are, from what I've remembered hearing online, there are hints to, or Easter eggs to the bigger, Minecraft community. A lot of Minecraft people that have been making content for a long time are actually background characters in the movie as well, too.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, and they even have a reference to one of the most popular Minecraft YouTubers that was out there who died to cancer, Technoblade. He was I think for like a half second they show him on screen where it's like a pig walking past with a crown. And like Jack Black says like, oh, that's a legend.
Yeah.
And made a lot of people really emotional from what I heard. I mean, hell, it's better than Snow White. I'll take that.
It's doing so much better than Snow White.
It's doing better than a lot of video game movies, actually, opening day.
Yeah, it's Jack Black. People will watch Jack Black.
It's Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and Jennifer Coolidge as well, too, because she's in there for like a little bit.
The author I was thinking of was the American-Irish author Anne McCaffrey, who started writing The Dragon Riders of Pern in 1967. And they're good. If you want some like real classic fantasy, good
actual fantasy,
call.
Not fake fantasy. Okay.
Speaking of riding dragons,
yeah.
Indigo Stranger.
Did I say what I think?
Well, I mean, yeah. If you want to talk.
Oh yeah.
I just know that you said you weren't really listening or reading anything.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. I know. If anything, the only thing that I've been wanting to read, I just haven't had the chance to, is actually the new Hunger Games book, Sunrise of the Reaping. I have heard from so many friends that are really into the Hunger Games, because I was into those. I read the books and I watched the movies. That this one's brutal and it's like heartbreaking.
Where does it sit in the timeline?
So it is a prequel book, but it's following Haymitch's games.
Okay, so it's
interesting.
5-6 years prior to the Katniss storyline, but not as far back as the Ballad of Song and Snake or whatever it was called.
I don't believe so. It's pretty back, but not too far back.
Cool.
But I have heard some brutal things have been said. I was like even looking at like some of the descriptions. People are saying it's actually one of the more gory books to come out of the series.
Maybe the author went back to the source material and reread Battle Royale.
And you know what? Maybe. I'm going to have to actually get this book and I'll do a book report in our next campaign.
Perfect.
Book report.
Book report.
25 North Book Club.
Book report.
All right. Last episode, y'all fought Colby. Colby. I'm just going to sing song everything.
So.
Put him in the ground.
Yeah, once you gave Zab a flight and he was able to roll a nat 20, things went south real fast.
The economy paid well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you went from a miss to a crit, so. But yeah, y'all fought Colby. Afterwards, you were able to... You got an update from the Indigo Stranger, who's basically y'all's scout, keeping an eye on what's happening with the armies on the front, and told you that you all were able to hold the line from the armies pushing in, but the behemoth still approaches. So this, in Hollywood and video game terms, is the point of no return. So out of character, this is the moment where you all need to wrap up your loose ends. If your characters have anything they want to get done, this is the point you want to do it, because once we proceed forward, we're not going back. So I am letting you all have your moment. Each one of you will have your moment to do what you need to do. You can, based off of the fact that you all were able to get medics and whatnot, you can assume that you were able to heal up to max. That's fine. But yeah, we'll just go through and see what each one of you all want to do. And then we will proceed forward. Whoever wants to go first can go ahead. Or the teacher's going to call on somebody.
I can go. Syl's going to immediately run down to the docks. I haven't had a chance to check in there after the siege. So I need to make sure that Juan is still alive. You had been captaining the... What's our ship's name? Prismatic... No. What is our ship's name? I can only think of Prismatic... Is it Prismatic Queen? And it was
Chromatic Queen.
Thank you. Chromatic Queen. So, assuming he's still alive, Jason, you didn't kill him off screen, did you? Okay. I'll find him, make sure he's okay, tell him that, if he could, he needs to leave our ship here so that we can get away if necessary, but I freed up a new ship for him. It's, this nice Cheliax ship, doesn't have a crew, but Juan can take that, go find Procta and Roden, because we haven't heard from them in a while, and things could have gone sideways for them. So, take all whatever treasure I happen to have, go find them. I will mention that there's some people I had evacuate from the city a while back, and they're down the coast. If Juan can pick them up on the way, get them out of harm's way. But that's really Syl's only loose end, is go find the rest of the group. So, yeah, that's what Syl does. I guess looks at Tessa's ship, thinks about whether or not it was a good idea to not sink it when I had the chance, but too late now.
Cool. Who's next?
I want to see if others want to go first before I do.
Do it, Leonard.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So, Timothy, as he's getting touched up and healed from these medics, he's actually going to go further into his mind. And he, as he's having this moment of calm within himself, I think Carrie Underwood and some of the other spirits appear in front of his head, in front of him, and he's like, or Carrie is saying, well, all right, we're at the very end. This is a not an amazing spot to be in, granted. I didn't think this would be my afterlife, but it is what it is. And Timothy's like, all right, whatever. Where's the Dark Star? And they all kind of perk up a little bit when he says that, and they make a clear path for him to walk directly to the Dark Star. And Timothy has seen him, obviously, in his own mind, multiple times at this point. And he always seems like a creature just full of malice and hatred. And Timothy's kept him locked up here. He doesn't want him to come out for a good reason. And so when Timothy finally goes to him, he's just a little bit of ways away. I think the Dark Star looks up to him and he towers over Timothy. And it just snarls at him, saying, what do you want? Isn't your face torment enough for me? And Timothy just looks like, I just want to say thank you. It's like, thank me? For what purpose do you want to thank me? Well, it's because of you that I arrived on this stupid fucking island, drunk out of my mind, got a job, and met the people that I'm with. So thanks to you, I'm here. And I have no idea what the hell would happen if I wasn't here. Now, are you going to stop being an ass, or are you going to help us in this final fight? And the Dark Star grumbles to himself a little bit. And he says, well, I would very much like my host to not die. And as much as I hate the others around you, I also have grown accustomed to their nagging of you, especially of Zaba. Really appreciate that one. So yes, I'll aid you. In what way, I have no idea, other than making sure you don't fall on your ass and die. How does that sound? And Timothy shakes the Dark Star's hand. And as Timothy comes to from that scene in his mind and flutters his eyes open, he just shouts, I need a tomato soup and a grilled cheese, stat! And he's gonna go talk to the person who said he was gonna make him that grilled cheese and tomato soup. And they're gonna have that conversation. And Timothy's gonna ask that towards the end of the fight, because he knows he's gonna be there. And he pays him up the money, or at least what money he's earned from the people that have dropped in the battle and stuff like that. Because he's absolutely been picking up that money as he's been going along. He gives him that money. He says, keep that soup warm for me. He's gonna go.
Excellent. Tomato soup.
Yeah.
All right. Vesuviac or Zaba? Who wants to go next? All right, Vesuviac.
Yeah, I think Vesuviac, he'd be spending a lot of time at the church after Colby's death. especially because it is the church that Colby maintained. And I always forget, this is a multi-denominational church. Is there a statue or a representation of Saren right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would just mainly kneel before it, just deep in prayer for a little bit of time, as he just slowly says, I'm not going to be returned back to normal, am I? This is it. This is what I was chosen for, and this is what I was shrunk down to do. Is that right? Well, even if you can't respond, I can at least admit that I've been wrong about how awful it would be to be shrunk down like this. I do miss the freedom and being able to soar across the skies, but would have burning another trading route or another village been able to stop this? No. I'm here, and I'm able to fight. I think this is why this is all happening. Let's just hope that I can see the other side of it, eh? And just, after accepting his role and that this is just kinda the end for him, he's gonna go find Timothy and just spend time with him.
Excellent. And lastly, Zaba.
So Zaba doesn't really have loose ends in the city, so he'd probably just hang out wherever we had agreed to meet before leaving. And I think Zaba's thing is less a particular action and more a long-winded ramble as we head off to our very potential demises.
It is strange being on this island with the giant monster coming. I spent much time in the Hells dealing with this and that, and, left that behind coming here. Better place. I land in Cheliax, that place suck. I land here, it is not, it seemed good, I'll be honest, it's not. This place is also bad, apparently. I'm not so sure about this plane. I'm thinking I go somewhere new next. But that is thought for later. For now, what we need to do is we need to focus forward. We need to cast away Mother Vulture. Make offering to Cabreri and see that as the teachings of my people, which I long eschew, but see that Goganchua sees this beast drowned in its own blood by our hands. With that, we'll gain the power to ascend, or at least walk away from this terrible place. You may be worst team I ever worked with, but still not so bad. Die, I guess, is the finger guns.
Listen, as long as we're not raising the dead, I can at least help facilitate the ritual.
Believe it or not, most gods not fan of raising dead. Kabiri, he who gnaws, he likes ghouls, but he also believes secrets must be kept by dead and they should stay within grave. You should come to Hells, you may like it there.
You know what? I might take you up on that.
It's very different from this place.
I imagine so, from all your stories.
You seem like man of maybe pride.
You just figured that one out?
No, there's several options.
And with that,
fair enough.
And with that, before you can head off to challenge, let me ask you this. What's your plan?
Good
A
fucking
plan?
question.
In this economy?
So-
Hit it really hard.
My hope is that there's only one path that can come down, and it just happens to be between two really big, like, outcropping spikes of rock, like a canyon, so that we can drop directly onto its head, where it can't reach us with its arms, and we can just drill a hole in and do what we need to.
We're going to give the shill behemoth a lobotomy.
Okay. Well, hold on.
I don't know how well that's going
We
to
have
go,
to
but
take out the prince and the whatever she was that helped raise the thing, right?
Priestess.
So here.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Rather than that, let's rewind this. So as Zaba is walking around and you all are meeting up at your rendezvous point, the four of you congregate back together, and Zaba is having this conversation with Vesuviac about, Mother Vulture, and talking about how the undead need to keep their secrets and so stay buried in the ground rather than being out and about. When you come across 3 figures standing in your path. And let me bring you onto a new map, shall we?
Oh, boy.
so there are three companions that didn't die from the first book.
One with the big backpack.
So I'll go ahead and make sure that you take off your effects and remove your... heal yourself back up and yada, yada, yada.
It hasn't been an hour. We should still have...
Oh, yeah, it's been an hour. It
has. Okay.
Because you see in front of you 3 figures. And let me get through the flavor text first. In the back is the Gamayan woman with the bone white feathers and the blood red eyes, who you saw at the ritual with Prince Kalupi. But more alarmingly, perhaps, are her 2 guards, a Gamayan man and woman, each transformed into shale-covered undead you fought before in Beryl Square. They both seem far more powerful than the shale warriors you faced before. And then you realize something much, much more horrifying when you take a moment to look a little bit closer. The undead Gamayan woman isn't just any Gamayan woman. The undead Gamayan woman is none other than Poppy von Barnacle.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Let me show you the art for undead Poppy.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's problematic.
Oh, Poppy, honey.
Just a little bit.
Poppy, baby girl, what have they done to you?
It's a good thing Zaba's not smart enough to know who this is.
How about you describe that for our listeners?
So It is a yellow feathered Gamayan who has, they're not wearing any clothing or armor of any sort, but the shale outcroppings that are coming from them are basically serving as armor. So it's got shoulder pads, a breastplate, knee pads, arm guards, things like that. She's also got a wicked looking scimitar that has this yellow to blue gradient going from the hilt to the tip. And her eyes are kind of a faded gray. So there's definitely nobody home upstairs, but they are still coming for us nonetheless.
Yeah, especially when Gamayans have signature rainbow eyes. This is haunting. You all have come to become used to Gamayans having rainbow eyes. That's what they're known for. But this is haunting, seeing Poppy with milk white eyes.
I think there may be something wrong with that Gamayan.
Uh-huh.
Other than, being probably zombie.
I think we should probably focus them down first, if I'm gonna be real.
And
maybe they just want to talk.
And the necromancer the Gamayan woman behind the two just looks at you. So, it looks like you're the two who took out Colby. I knew that he was weak. I knew that he wouldn't last. The heroes of Rumplank. Pish posh. That's no matter. You always have to dirty your hands if you want something done. It looks like I gotta do it myself, don't I?
It was very nice of you to meet us in public square. I was worried we would have to track you down to whatever hole you were born in and, root you out like groundhog and, you put a hose in.
What?
You've never flushed groundhogs?
No, actually, I've never had to deal with that.
Sam.
I figured that was something that maybe be known in Texas.
Not actually. Funny enough.
Not with the place that we live. We don't live in the country. We live out in the city, so those aren't as big of a problems for us.
We live in the not really yeehaw area.
Well, Zabo Trav. You get to go first.
Yeah. I rolled a natural 20 for initiative, so we up here. Let's do some math. I hadn't even had a chance to measure this. Wow, they're so far away. So, I'll do as I do and charge in headlong first. So I'll take a stride action, 35 feet. And then I'm going to make a charge, a vicious charge.
Sudden
What's the proper name? Yeah, sudden charge. That's what I'm looking for. And Vesuviac has expressed concern about the Gamayan in particular, so I'm going to go base to base with it, putting me approximately 90 feet away from the rest of my party. And I'm gonna hit this poppy clone with my sword.
Oh, that's no clone. It's that's a natural one.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
I was running too fast.
Cool.
That's my big opening volley.
That's all right. Very first round or first turn. Now we go to the second turn of round 1, which is Syl.
All right. As noted, it is very far away, so I will activate my boots for 2 actions to give me 10 feet to my speed for the next 8 hours, and then
throw that spell effect on yourself.
Oh, yeah, thank you. This one. And then I will run up 35 feet along one side for my last action.
And to explain this to our listeners, they are in the middle of Market Square, basically in the middle of one of the rows, so they're effectively in a 30-foot across from stall to stall, and it is like 200 feet east to west, but only 30 feet north to south. So one long alley, effectively. And we go to the Bone White Gamayan, who you don't quite know yet. She will go ahead and oh, how lovely. You came a little closer. And she's going to target Zaba with a spell. I want you to make a will save, Zaba.
Uh-oh.
That is... You're on mute, buddy.
Well, as I said, I'm good at these, so I'm going to feed the beast. And then I unmuted myself as I re-rolled using a hero point and got one worse. So yeah.
She cast command on Zaba, and you rolled a failure as she's she says, kneel before me. So you got to do as commanded. So your first action next turn is to
kneel.
Fall prone. All right, and her last action is going to be to shield herself. And we go to Vesuviac.
All right. Well, just because it has a shield doesn't mean that it's fully safe, right? So I am going to pull out a big boy spell, and we're going to go ahead and flame strike and get some good damage in here. So 10-foot burst. There's not really a good way to do it to not include Zaba in the blast. So I'm going to go ahead and get the Orpok Man and the Necromancer in the blast here.
I definitely thought you were going to say, well, there's no way to exclude them, so I'm going to get all 4 of them here.
Here we go.
2 successes.
Damn. All right. Well, still does 8d6 damage, and any resistance from fire would be halved because it's magic divine fire, according to the spell.
Great.
And then for my last action, I am going to stride up 25 feet.
Tim, your turn.
It is my turn indeed. First action, I would love to move 30 feet up, just so that way I can get a little closer. And then for my next magic trick, I am going to pull out a spell of my own. I am going to cast Shadow Blast. So I will be casting this as, I believe, the reflex save version of it. Or the reflex version of it, I guess. Or
So choose.
Yes.
Okay. 30-foot cone, 15-foot burst, or 50-foot line.
15-foot burst. To hopefully avoid Zaba, but get at least the Grand Oracle and the Shellborn Soldier.
15-foot burst within 100 and...
Did I get to place that? Let me see. Here we go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I will cast the reflex version of that, and it's going to be, for the purpose of this, let's say cold damage. Just because I'm curious. So they've got to make the reflex save. Oh, a critical fail.
All right.
All right, so that will be, this is going to be cold damage. I'm just trying to make sure I change that. Yes. Sorry, one moment. That is 34 cold damage done to these 2. I tried changing it. It didn't want me to do that.
All right, the soldier gets to go. And they will take a 5-foot step action. And will go ahead and attempt to... Okay. Attempt to grab a hold of Zaba with his athletics. So we'll go whoop. And grapple. He has successfully grabbed Zaba. And his final action will be to... Where is it here? Okay. He grabs you and he attempts to crush the bones in your arm. I'm going to need you to make a fortitude save, bud. Oh no, 2 crew showing up.
Oh yeah, the dice have completely turned on me again. This is fine.
That is a failure. So you're going to take 2d8 bludgeoning damage. So just 5, which is nothing for you. Okay, you become enfeebled 1. All right, that is his turn. Now we go to Poppy. All right. She is going to look at Zaba and attempt a demoralize check.
Yeah, I definitely thought my team was going to move up.
We're just not very fast.
You went too fast for us, man.
Succeeds. And then we are going to... Where is it here? Yep, we're going to go ahead and make a strike at Zaba. It's a hit for 43 damage. And then as she comes down with that scimitar, and you can tell that there is legendary swashbuckler status to her, and there's no there's definitely no mistake in it that this is legit Poppy. And then it's going to take a step back, and we go back up to the top with Zaba.
Cool. So first action, thanks to command, I drop prone. Second action, I stand back up.
You can't because you're grabbed. That means you're immoral.
Yeah,
You're
right.
immobile.
Cool. Well, I'll make the check to break that, I guess. I'm not going to make it because the dice have decided that I don't get to enjoy tonight anymore, but we'll give it a go all the same. Where's escape here?
It's in the extras, the 3 boxes. Make sure you're targeting the soldier when you hit it. You've successfully escaped. You're no longer grabbed.
Cool. So... yeah, and then I guess I get to stand up at that point.
All right. So,
I will start running or keep running.
And my frightened would decrease at the end of the turn, correct?
that is correct.
All right. All of my actions will bring me into a flank on the Orpak with Zappa.
All right. And they are going to take...
Yeah.
Third action, skirmish strike.
No, I was still 10 feet away at least. Yeah, I would have.
They will take their reactive strike on you.
Cool.
Natural 1.
Phew. I'm also not in my stance yet, so.
Okay. Hate this. You just had to go and hit me. I see you, Timothy. And she is going to cast Harm.
Fuck.
But she's going to cast a 3-action version.
Oh, boy.
And I'm going to need fortitude saves from Zaba and Syl.
Cool.
So 2 crit successes, so nothing from you all. But she gets healed. And the soldier gets healed.
Then I gotta make the fortitude save as well? Or
No, you're fine. You're out of the range.
Oh, sick.
She just had to heal herself. And we go to Vesuviac.
You're muted.
Okay, I am going to take another stride up forward, get 25 feet forward here. Nobody's in immediate danger, so a dragon's gonna do what a dragon's gonna do. I cast Fireball. And we're gonna cast this right behind the Necromancer to get both Poppy and the Necromancer and Miss Zaba.
Okay.
Damn, they're succeeding against the... They're succeeded, but I still do half damage. So half of 30, 15.
Okay. Timothy?
Yeah, hey. So... Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just wanting to make sure about something here. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, first action is going to... Let me see. Yeah, she's still far away. So Timothy is going to move up 30 feet. That's his first action. And then... If I were to use a scroll by any chance, I would have to obviously take it out of my bag, and then it would be those 2 action spots.
It'll be however many actions it takes to cast a spell.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, Timothy is going... Damn it. All right. Yeah. I think Timothy, for one of his actions, is going to... Because I'm trying to make sure I read over this one spell in particular that I've been waiting to use for a while. And it has not been having a chance to use it. But I have to take out the scroll first. So, Timothy's first action is going to be taking out this scroll. The Scroll of Glitter Dust. But obviously, since I moved, I can't cast it. Because it is a 2-action spell slot. Or 2-action. So I guess with my other free hand, and with the range, I guess, that they are at, I shoot Undead Poppy.
Okay.
Have at thee.
Have at thee.
I will not shoot Miss Undead Poppy. I critically miss.
All right. Soldier Boy. Gonna go. And... all right. He has Zaba enfeebled. He's going to try to grab Syl. And let's go ahead and attempt that. And that's a failure. And gets frustrated, so he's going to attempt to punch Syl. And miss. And we're going to attempt again. And miss again. Awesome. So Poppy's going to go. And what's her speed? She got speed. Oh, she got big speed.
Oh, fuck!
Gonna look at Timothy. And going to... no, I'm gonna step on up to Timothy for 2 actions. And going to attempt to stab. We gonna stab.
Well, alright. Just hit me.
To be able to do that, was it a stride to get away from me, not a step? So reactive strike?
Okay, go.
Damn. So close.
I also want to use my reaction, because you just barely hit me. I'm using Blazing Spirits. I regain resistance equal to my level against the triggering damage, and triggered creature takes 1d6 fire damage and persistent fire damage.
Okay.
So I think I actually don't take that damage.
No, equal to your level. So 10.
Oh.
So you take 10 off. So you would take 12.
All right, well, that's better than nothing. And then I'll roll that 1d6 fire damage for him. All right. Whole 6. That was actually not terrible. Let me do this right now. Oop. Nice.
All right, Zaba, your turn.
All right. I am going to step 5 feet, maintaining the flank with the soldier, but now within reach of this horrible, horrible spellcaster. And I'm going to cast my new 10th level spell, Sword, in the form of Silencing Strike. Oh, nope. I do not hit with the first one. I take a normal, or actually, you know what? I could, yeah, it's not flourish, so I'm going to try doing the same thing with my final action.
It's a hit.
Alrighty. Cool. So that's going to be a fortitude save for you. I'm sure it's good. Oh,
It's a failure.
all right. So you're going to be stunned 1, and you're going to have to make a DC 11 flat check to cast a spell. Unless it has the subtle trait.
Okay.
Do I still deal damage? I would presume so.
Okay. A quick strike to the mouth or face silences your opponent. Make a melee strike against an enemy. If it hits, the enemy must succeed. So I don't think so. Instead of doing damage, you stun them, which is huge.
That's fine.
Because stunning just takes away actions, which is massive.
That is fine.
All right, Syl.
All right.
I mean, DC 11 is...
It's enough. So that's a flat check, right?
yeah.
Fitty.
So how often does it say, like, how long that lasts?
I just gave you a smiley. It doesn't specify until healed or anything. Because it is technically an incapacitation effect.
Yeah, that just means that if it's higher level, it's easier to save again. Oh. Okay.
It's not just while the stun is in effect.
No.
Okay. Nice. Cool. I drop into a stance, and I'm going to start attacking this Orpak. Got him.
At least you could roll high.
Yeah. I do some damage, and I'm going to put the debilitation on of enfeebled one until the end of my next turn. I can't pop that out or anything.
Already did
maybe I can. Okay, cool.
That's your default one that's always on.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. I think you can change that somehow.
Somehow. Won't be long.
Oh, it's a drop down on your actions on your sheet. Your character sheet.
On my character sheet. Okay. I am usually using the HUD. Okay. I'll check that, but for now, another swing.
It's a drop down on your HUD too, at the top.
That was it. Okay.
Under dodge away, tumble behind, there's a debilitation drop down.
Oh, I see it. Okay, cool. I missed that one, so it's good to know. Yeah.
Okay, my turn. Okay, well, Necromancer's going to take a step action. Doesn't like what just happened to it. And will, she only has one more action. So will, what's that? We'll cast, what's that? 30 foot. Okay. That, I think then what she's going to do, will use a single action spell to cast shield on herself. It has to make that DC 11 flat check, which fails. So she can't cast anything. That's shit right. I hate you. Vesuviac, your turn.
It's like Zaba casts
You're
Stunning
muted again.
Fist with sword.
Okay, none of this looks very good right now. Not gonna lie. Poppy is a very big threat right now. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I am going to stride another 25 feet to get closer to Zaba and everyone. I'm going to whip around, target Poppy, and then I'm going to cast Searing Light at Poppy.
Okay.
Okay, that is a 33 to hit here, so that's going to do some good old fire damage plus some spirit damage because they're undead.
All right.
And that'll do it for my turn.
Timothy.
Sorry, I was getting a call from my mom. Yeah, so what is it? For my action here... Yeah, for my action here, what I am going to do is I'm going to cast a little spell at this sucker. It's right in front of me, which it shouldn't have been, as I am going to cast flames on this thing.
Flames.
Flames, which it's an undead creature, so I'm going to make that spell attack roll. And on a hit, it's going to take 2 d6 slashing damage. Hopefully, a potential crit. I at least did damage. And I will roll that damage. Well, it would help if I didn't roll like garbage. That was 4 for my damage for this thing, and I'm guessing it took it all, hopefully. God. Last action is going to be reloading my gun. That's what I've got, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, Soldier Boy gets to go. Soldier Boy. And how far away is Vesuviac? Okay. They are going to... he lets out a command. Fly. And I'm going to need everybody except Timothy, to make that reflex save.
I'm using a hero point for that one. That was a nat one.
But you like to fly.
Yeah, I'll take a success over a crit fail any day.
There you go. Its armor has broken since you got it down to half health. And you see the shale shards just fly off, the ones that you've broken off that are laying on the ground. And those shale shards just explode out. And still takes nothing, but Zaba and Vesuvia take half damage.
Okay.
And the last action is to we're going to go ahead and he's going to go ahead and try to grab Zaba. One more time. And manages to grab the big boy. Poppy's going to go. Oh, wait, hold on. He takes bludgeoning damage and does not manage to get rid of it. But Poppy gets to go. And Poppy is going to attempt a demoralize check on good old Timothy.
You don't want to do that to me. I guess you do want to do that to me, goddamn.
Succeeds.
Gross.
Is going to go ahead and... What do I want to do here? We're going to go ahead and... She's going to go ahead and attempt to trip Timothy.
Don't trip me, please. Ow. Ow!
Trips Timothy. And then we'll go ahead and strike at Timothy.
Son of a bitch!
Critically.
Oh my god!
For 90 damage.
Hachima.
And we go to Zaba.
Okay. This darn soldier just keeps grabbing onto me and making life difficult. I don't like it one bit. So I'm going to try and plunge my sword through him and see how that goes.
That's a critical hit.
Gone well. Alrighty. Fortunately, not vicious because I want that action economy. Yeah, 10 and a 1.
He's dead now.
Oh, perfect. That's what I was hoping for. So yeah, now I'm not grabbed anymore.
Nope.
So I can take a move action to get up next to this cultist who keeps doing bad things with magic, and then make a final strike at map. And might as well do silencing strike again.
Yeah, if you can get her stunned again.
That's a miss. I won't bother posting the text for it.
All right.
Fun fact, I've been reading about it on the forums. There's a lot of people that seem to think that even if you don't hit, it still hits because it doesn't specify on hit. But I think that's garbage. You got to hit somebody to cut them.
Yeah, I agree. Syl, your turn.
Alrighty. I know Timothy is in danger, but he and Vesuviac both go for Poppy. So I will run... Oh, right. Wrong speed. I will run to the other side of the... whatever we're calling her, necromancer, and strike. Now that she's in flank.
That's a hit.
Okay. Let me see if I can change this after the fact. Okay.
Nice.
It looks like I did not roll the extra precision, but it has a little effect thing.
Target takes an additional.
Yeah, I'll just roll the 2d6. And the last swing. I was hoping it would just roll.
Okay. Do I have to throw that on?
I don't know. I rolled 2d6 if you just want to take the damage. I'm not sure how this...
No, you got to throw
the background.
That precise debilitation is an effect you throw on yourself.
Oh, I throw it on myself. Okay. Interesting. But okay. And another swing. Oh, did I still not throw it on myself? And we'll again roll. I'll have this by next week for our finale.
I don't think you will.
I'm really good at computers.
Okay.
Luckily, the dice like you.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Okay. And we go to her, who is going to... God, this sucks. She can't cast a spell, but that does trigger an attack of opportunity from Zaba, which will kill her. If Zaba hits. Are you going to hit Zaba? Hey, no.
I am in fact not going to hit.
No. She's going to attempt to run away, though. Her and her 25-foot speed.
I don't blame her.
All right. Vesuviac. Oh, hold on. This isn't going to be enough to kill her. That persistent damage. It doesn't go away. All right, Vesuviac, you're up.
Well, I was initially thinking my plan was not going to work, and then they moved into the exact perfect position for me. I don't like that Timothy got damaged, so I'm going to do a 3-action heal spell. And, or actually, wait. Let me look at the art of this thing a little bit closer. Let's see, this thing makes undead, but is it itself undead?
We watched it heal itself with a harm spell.
That is true. We did watch it heal itself from a harm spell. That's enough of a cause for me. Yep, 3-action heal. Let's do it. So 30-foot emanation. Oh god, I'm too zoomed in. Okay. 30-foot emanation right here. Yep, that's perfect. That gets Zaba. That gets Timothy. That gets Poppy. Okay, so that'd be a fortitude save from the undead ones. That's 24 healing / damage.
Here.
Oh, the thing did get healed.
That's okay.
They've got some sort of void healing effect on them. Okay. Well, it damaged Poppy more, and that was 3 actions, so I'm done.
And it didn't damage Timothy.
Yeah, thank fuck.
Failure takes full damage.
Wait, what?
Timothy, it's your turn.
Yeah. Because I think Poppy's on top of me, right?
You can try to stand up.
I want to try to stand up, I guess.
All right, you stand up.
Do I do it?
You stand up.
Okay. I get up. I look at Poppy and I just say, big fucking mistake. And at 5th rank for my vessel spells, I am casting Vision of Death. Fuck this thing. It's got to make a will save. Fuck you. At least it's not a crit.
Success.
Yeah. It's going to be 10d6 mental damage anyways. 32, and you are a frightened one now.
Mm-hmm.
And... oops, sorry. I didn't mean to add 1 to mine. And I end my turn.
Okay, her turn.
Okay.
All right, she's going to attempt to demoralize you one more time.
Great. That's right. All right. Wait.
She failed.
Oh, nice.
Okay. She looks at you. Stay down.
No. You're going to stab me again. It's going to hurt.
Oh, wait, I rolled for you.
Why'd you roll me, silly goose?
Where is it?
Great. Fuck.
So you are tripped, and she gonna stab. But she didn't succeed to demoralize, so you don't need to worry about the... Natural 1. Hey, look at that.
Oh, thank fuck. Her knife just misses Timothy's head.
All right, Zaba.
All right.
You gonna kill yourself You're gonna kill yourself a Rumplank legend?
I think so.
Oh, wait. You gotta kill the Necromancer first.
Do I?
No, I suppose you could leave it for Syl.
Could kill and then move and then kill.
I'll take a move action, staying within reach of the Necromancer, and then just kind of casually over my shoulder take a swing. We'll see. Maybe I'll be able to clean it up on the way past. Let me just do some math here. Okay, it would have been 1 square further.
It's dead.
Yeah, and then I can get up to the Rumplank Legend with my final action. Nope. And I'm here now.
All right, Syl.
Alrighty.
You still got your tailwind active.
I've got my tailwind, so I can move and then move again. I'm not actually going through, I'm going around. I think that's fine. Or I could just stand there. Nope, this is fine. Okay. Trying to kill the flank. Did it roll the extra debilitation that time? Does that have the effect on me?
Yeah.
I don't think it did.
Okay, hold on.
2d4, 2d6 precision. No, it did not. That's it.
All right, hold on 1 second here. Let me try this. Yeah, it's not rolling it. I don't know why. Anyway, all right. Wrong target. I'm not damaging Syl. And not quite enough. All right, Vesuviac.
Okay. I do not like how Timothy is feeling right now. So I'm going to take a move action to get right up behind Timothy. And then I'm going to use the last heal spell on the...
Don't
No,
worry,
sorry.
I
actually am going to take another... instead of moving 20 feet to get behind Timothy, I'm going to move 25 feet to get southeast of Timothy so I can see Poppy. And I'm just going to do a quick Hail Mary fire ray at it to see if it does anything. Well, that's a nat one. I'll take that.
All right, Timmy.
Hey, what's up? First action, standing up.
Okay.
Second action, I'm casting Garden of Healing. Fuck this noise.
Okay.
So yeah, Timothy lets his hair roll down, flowers the garden. It is out, and it is to heal everyone within that range, which would include Poppy. So everyone gets lovely 13 healing back, and I'm pretty sure Poppy is not included in that, or Poppy would get hurt by that.
No,
Unless...
technically not, because it's not vitality.
Oh, bitch! Boo! I wouldn't have done that. I know. Whatever. All right, pop in between the eyes now, because I reloaded for my one action beforehand. Listen, I needed healing, and I'm pretty sure everybody else did.
Yeah, shoot her with the bread gun.
That's a hit.
Fuck yeah.
Can you do enough damage?
Let's find out. Ooh! I did a whole 12.
How do you kill Poppy? How do you destroy the Rumplank legend herself?
I think how Timothy does it is Timothy takes out his gun. He puts it directly to Poppy's forehead and is like, this is for you. This is for a legend. And shoots her right in between the eyes. And as he does that, I think he takes one of the stall stands, like their shawl, and just like immediately covers on Poppy's body. It's like, we need to get going. Like now, man.
You seem to be having very emotional response to killing, this particular zombie. Are you gonna
that
be
wasn't
okay?
just any zombie.
Okay.
You guys know who that was, right?
So I want you all to make me either a secret perception check or a secret crafting check, whatever's higher.
I'll do perception because I don't think my crafting's really high. No, my crafting's at 10. My perception's at 21. Secret.
All right. Everybody except for Syl. You notice that as Zalora, the necromancer, perishes, over on the horizon, there was a barrier that was protecting Kalupi on top of the behemoth. That barrier that was surrounding the Kalupi seems to shatter and falter. And as Poppy goes down, the undead version of Poppy goes down, the spectral form of the real Poppy shimmers and appears before you. And she looks right at you and nods a thanks to Timothy as she raises her hand, and you can see a magical rainbow erupts from her hand, and the energies of the Jewel of the Indigo Isle gets sucked out of the heart of the behemoth, and she sends it surging down as an explosion of rainbow energy hits all four of you. All four of you are revitalized as the Jewel of the Indigo Isles. You feel the warmth and the revitalization as all of the negative conditions, all the hit points that you're missing, all the focus points that you're missing get restored. And you all feel as if that exhaustion from defending Rumplank, from the mines, from the fights that you've been having, have all been replenished. You feel like you've just rested for like 10 hours, the best sleep of your life. You get all your spells back.
Let's go. Do I get my staff spells back with daily prep or
yes.
no? Hell yeah.
That's rad.
And
Thanks, Poppy.
Poppy looks down and looks right at Timothy, says, "Thank you. The future is yours." And then fades.
You too.
And we'll pick it up next time.
Hell yeah.
Poppy healed Zaba for 3 hit points.
Poppy healed fucking healed Timothy for so many hit points. Oh my god.
Yeah, you got down to like 10?
I got down to 22 actually.
Jesus.
21.
But still.
Yeah, you know. Pretty close to death there, my guys. Ooh. That was
one
fun.
hit. In one hit.
Yeah, in one hit. Oh my god.
Well, thank you all for listening. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate it even more if you all share the podcast with somebody you think would enjoy it, because that's how we grow. So if it's a coworker, your best friend, your family, just share it. But until then, we hope your party never ends.
Your party never ends.
Your party never ends.
Bye.
Bye.
The Jewel of the Indigo Isles Adventure Path is copyright 2023. All logos, titles, and artwork are property of Skyscraper Studios and Roll for Combat and used with permission. Pathfinder is a trademark of Paizo Incorporated. The theme music is written and performed by Robbie Whiplash.